Hey guys, welcome to Thriving Thursday. So today, obviously, we are doing something a little different. I am in my scrubs. I am a hot mess. I've just been working in the garden. And I wanted to come to you guys from my garden, which is my happy place, because today I want to talk about depression, anxiety, and suicide. So these are, all surrounding mental health. I've done a couple of videos on mental health before, but, this is just coming on a time where there have been so many people that I know or have met that have been struggling with mental health, even as little as anxiety and stress, but they have been struggling with it. And some, now that we're hearing, have even taken their life. And in the last year, I could say there's probably been at least 3 or 4 people that I know of. And most recently, one of my friends from high school who we grew up with, who was like a brother to us. And so it's been really hard to, understand and deal with that kind of stuff. So I wanted to come to you guys today and just talk about it a little bit. The reason that I'm here outside looking like a hot mess is because this isn't something that's pretty. This isn't something that should be, I don't know, praised or, whatever on social media. And the reason that I even bring that up is because a lot of people that are dealing with mental health, they don't share it and they don't talk about it because there is shame behind that. And, it's just one of those things that nobody ever wants to talk about. But I did read, and I can't remember what it was, but there was 1 of 5 Americans that are dealing with a mental health issue. So it's not that you're alone. It isn't something that we should feel that way about, because 1 out of 5 Americans is dealing with some type of mental health issue. And, I will be 100%, transparent with you guys in telling you that I have been dealing with or have dealt with depression in my life many times, many times. Especially before I came back to the Lord, and my relationship with Him has helped me to change that. But there are still times that I struggle with that because, you get into those lulls. And one of the other things of why I was bringing up social media is because people put their best foot forward on social media. And we're always dressed and makeup on or a filter on, right? Guilty of using filters to make myself look better on social media when I do reels and things like that. And it's fun. And that's okay, because it's all about finding something that brings you that joy and that peace. So today I'm sitting in my garden because this brings me joy and peace. I love being out here, even though half the time I'm a sweaty, dirty mess. This is what brings me that happy place. It brings me into that happy place when I'm out here. If I'm in the house and I'm feeling some kind of way, either about a relationship or, a family issue or whatever it is, maybe I'm just bored and sitting in my house because I work from home, and it's a struggle to keep yourself busy and to not fall into that mental issue that comes upon us, which is depression. And sometimes people don't even like to use that word. It's like the other D word, divorce, right? We don't want to talk about divorce. We don't want to talk about cancer. We really don't want to talk about depression. Especially if you're, spiritual or you have some kind of religious background. Talking about depression is demonic. Not talking about it, but having depression. It's like there's demons inside you, or a spiritual battle that you're going through. So people do not like to talk about that. Um, but like I said, one of the best things that you can do to, you know, help with mental issues and mental health is to share your story. You know, we are supposed to be real on, you know, Facebook or Instagram, or even here on YouTube. We're supposed to be real so that we could help people, not so that we can, you know, just be the funny guy all the time. Although that could be bringing laughter to somebody, could be bringing joy to somebody. But the problem is sometimes that a lot of people get into that comparative reality, and we don't want to do that, because that is another issue of mental health that we're dealing with, where, you know, we're trying to keep up with the Joneses all the time, or you know, trying to look as cute as that girl, or, you know, get your body as fit as that person. There are so many things that, you know, on social media, because of the way that it's put out. And I'm not bashing social media. I love social media. I am a social media whatever. I love it. Because it allows me to talk to people. It allows me to share things. And that's the number one thing I think that we should do, you know, in order to help others and help ourselves. Because I notice that when I share things, whether it's in health, whether it's out here in the garden, whatever it is, when I share things, I feel better, because I feel like I'm helping someone, even though that someone might be me. But I'm getting it out, and I'm, you know, being active in my mind with positive things. So sharing your story is super important to help somebody who might be going through mental issues and mental health issues. So, you know, anxiety or stress can be the beginning of something like that. Getting into a depression, you know, so share your story. If you have had a bad day, if you didn't know how to get out of it, you know, you don't have to share it on social media, but share it with someone. You know, hopefully we all have friends that we can count on to have those conversations, and to just be able to buddy up together with those people, because you need support. I mean, please don't ever say, you know, I just am going at it alone. I don't need to be accountable to anyone, because that is the beginning of the fall. You know, pride comes before the fall. So let's not be prideful about something like this. Let's not be embarrassed about something like this, because that person you share it with might have already gone through something like that, and might be able to help you to navigate through those feelings and navigate through those emotions. And, you know, I can speak a lot in the spiritual sense of things, because I know that for me, when I went through my darkest times, where, you know, I don't even think I think I might have shared this with one or two people ever, and recently, because again, it's a shameful thing. You don't ever want to admit to wanting to commit suicide, or feeling that there's no hope. So why bother? I'm just gonna sit here and mope and just be miserable and let my life go down the tubes. And you don't ever want to admit to that. Nobody likes to admit to that. But I do remember a time where I was in such a dark place, and it was so stupid, which is even worse. If it's something like that, it's a relationship issue, and it was something that I allowed to be done to myself, or I allowed to be done to me. You know, I didn't ever want to share it, but there was a moment where I did feel like, I'm done. I'm so done. You know, I've got nothing. I just had gone through a big breakup. I met someone, you know, they came on strong, and I thought they were everything I ever wanted, and turned out to be the worst thing. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I just thought, wow, am I really here having these thoughts right now? Um, and thank God, literally, thank God, because that is when I started to dive in deeper to my spiritual growth and my spiritual lifestyle. And I took a class that we called Operation Solid Lives. I almost forgot for a second, but OSL, Operation Solid Lives. And that helped me so much to understand the relationship that I could have with Jesus, that I could have with, you know, the Almighty, the person that was always there for me and was going to get me out of those dark times. And so for me, it was really spiritual. But I know for a lot of people, you're not there. And, you know, going to church or, you know, looking at or talking to someone that is, you know, trying to tell you, oh, God is good and God's promises are real, and, you know, you can look to God and let God be your partner. When you're in a dark place, sometimes those things are just going right over your head, and it's hard. It's hard if you're not in that lifestyle to get into that lifestyle. But I was at such a dark space and such a low point in my life that I knew for me, I was done. And there was two things that were going to happen. Either I was going to allow the enemy to win and take me out of this world in the worst way possible, because I believe in heaven and hell. And I believe that I may not have made it to heaven if I took my own life. So it was either that, or it was, you know, get out of my own way, let the pride down, humble myself, and let someone else tell me what didn't make sense to me for all these years, which was the Bible. And tell me, you know, about this relationship, and let me know how to find the peace, the love, the joy that comes from Christ, from a relationship with God. So for me, it was very spiritual. And I thank God every day for his presence in my life, because it's not something that just goes away. And that's the other part of it, is that when you feel depression or anxiety, I know especially now, anxiety is normal. I can count on all my fingers and toes the names of people that I know that are very close to me that are on anxiety medication, because that's just the norm. It's stress. It's a you know, deep sense of stress, and it comes from anything. You could have anxiety just going to work because you're going to meet some new people, or, you know, going to a party because you might meet some new people. Some people just have anxiety about meeting people, about going out. COVID had caused so much anxiety in so many people, and still causes it even now with the vaccinations and, you know, wear the mask, don't wear the mask. There's so many things, and so much fear in the world, and so much you know, we're just unsure about so many things that it can create a lot of anxiety. And what happens with anxiety? Most of the time, if you actually go to a doctor to get help for anxiety, they're going to put you on a medication, which I'm pretty sure has at least 5 side effects that are going to hurt you even worse. So, you know, there's other ways. And that was one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, is an app that they have now called a BetterHelp app. And it is a, you know, mental health and wellness app. And I have not seen it myself. I've not installed it or gone on it. You know, felt like I didn't need to go that far, because, again, for me, it's a spiritual journey when I feel any kind of anxiety coming up and stuff. And also keeping your body healthy, you guys. That is something that I have realized for me, and a lot of people that I know that have been able to eliminate a lot of stress in their life and anxiety with a really good, clean supplement. Something that is going to balance out your endocannabinoid system, which is your nervous system, your gut, your gut health, all of these things. In fact, someone very dear to me that I know had gone to a gastro doctor about their gut issues, and they were put on Prozac. Hello, and I was like, what does Prozac have to do with it? But because of the nerves and anxiety, they were saying that was why possibly they're having these gut issues. Well, that's not something you want to be on. So again, trying to find a natural, more holistic way to deal with stress and anxiety. If it's a spiritual connection for you, if it's just okay, so I got cut off. But anyway, so we just need to help each other, be there for each other. And here's the thing that's been sometimes difficult is if people aren't ready to share and people are not looking for help, it's really hard to give help. But we can only do the best that we can do to be there for someone, to love on someone, to have that shoulder to cry on. So I just encourage all of you guys to, maybe dig a little bit deeper into mental health problems or issues, and how it is that we can be part of helping someone, whether it's on an individual level or whether it is for a group of people, something that we can get involved with. And there's plenty of things online. I believe it's September, I want to say 5th through the 11th, is one of the national, I believe, suicide or mental health, I think it's suicide, weeks, awareness weeks. So, let's look into those things. How can we help, even just ourselves on social media, and being a positive light, not throwing out so much negativity, and really connecting with friends. That's obviously what social media was meant to do, was to connect people, and to create friendships and create community. So let's create a lighter side of social media and help create some mental health awareness. I'm trying to think of all the things, but getting yourself healthy, getting that mindset straight is the best thing that you can do for you and someone who needs you. So when I always talk about getting healthy, yes, it's for us, but being healthy and having health in your life is for everyone else around you as well. So I am going to stop here, but I just wanted to share some of that today because it was just weighing heavy on my heart with some couple recent suicides of people that I had just met and someone that I grew up with. So I wanted to get this out for Thriving Thursday, and because it is Thriving Thursday, finding whatever it is that works for you, sharing with somebody, and getting on the other side of it. Not allowing ourselves to be at home depressed and sad and, drinking a bottle of wine a night or whatever it is. Not allowing that bad side of our brain to win, because there are as many crazy things are out there right now in the world. There are a million great things that we could be experiencing and making the best of. So I just want to encourage you guys to continue to be the light in your own life, for your own self, and so that you have the light that you need to share with everyone else around you guys. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the night, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.